A statute, which is also called an act, is a law enacted by a legislature. Federal statutes are laws enacted by the U.S. Congress. State statutes are laws enacted by a state legislature. For example, Illinois state statutes are enacted by the Illinois General Assembly. After laws are passed by the legislature, the text of the laws usually later get codified, which means that they are organized and arranged by subject into a code. A law might amend an existing code section by adding new language to particular paragraphs, or a law might create a new statute to be added to a code. Either way, these changes, additions, or deletions prescribed by the new law must be incorporated into the existing code. This is codification. Each code is typically subdivided into titles and chapters, which are further broken down until we reach an individual statutory section. The code is bigger than your particular statutory section, so you must read your section in relation to the chapter and title in which it exists. To do this, view the table of contents to see how it fits into the statutory scheme as a whole. Secondary sources can identify and point you toward a relevant title, chapter, or specific statutory section. A secondary source has identified New York Penal Law Section 140.25 as the relevant statutory section for second-degree burglary in New York State. Let's retrieve this statutory section on Westlaw. On Westlaw, to retrieve a particular code section, you have a few different options. You can type in the name of the code and the statutory section in the search bar. Alternatively, from the home page, you can navigate to the statutory section under Statutes and Court Rules. Or, from the New York Statutes and Court Rules page, we can use the New York Statutes Find Template, which is located under Tools and Resources in the right sidebar. In this template, we can fill in our statutory section number next to New York Penal. Remember that we need to understand how this particular statutory section fits within the rest of the code. Westlaw shows you that within the Penal Law volume, this statutory section is within Chapter 40, Part 3, Title I, Article 140. We can also view surrounding statutory sections by clicking on Table of Contents. Section 140.25 indicates that a building must be a dwelling. We can check to see whether there is a section that provides definitions for terms used throughout this article, title, part, or chapter by skimming through the table of contents. Here, we see that Section 140.00 provides definitions of terms pertaining to criminal trespass and burglary. Dwelling means a building which is usually occupied by a person lodging therein at night. We may also want to read through the other surrounding sections near our statutory section, such as Section 140.20, burglary in the third degree, or Section 140.30, burglary in the first degree, to see how these different degrees differ. If we did not have a citation to the statutory section from a secondary source, we could find the relevant section of a statute using the following methods: searching by keyword within New York statutes, browsing the table of contents, or using the index to the New York statutes. Lexis provides similar options to retrieve statutes. You can retrieve the statutory section by typing it into the search bar on the home page. Or you can navigate to it under Statutory Codes, which is listed under Statutes and Legislation.